Hello friends, how are you guys today? I hope you guys are all having an amazing day so far. If you are not having an amazing day, I want you guys to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, think some positive thoughts, and I really hope that helps, and I hope your day gets better from here on out. So my name is Shanda and welcome to my channel, you guys. As we all know, we talked about this earlier on my channel. Britney went to court today, and I went through some of the motions this morning, but she went to court today, and it is an amazing, huge victory for Britney. So Britney was, the main motion on the calendar today was to suspend and remove Jamie Spears as conservator. Just get him out of here. Finally, she's tried to do it so many times and it's always been denied, and that was the main thing on the calendar today, was to get Jamie out of here. And Jamie countered with, well, let's just terminate the conservatorship. So he was basically saying, I want to terminate the conservatorship, but if you don't, you shouldn't remove me, which is a ridiculous argument. You're basically saying the conservatorship is not necessary, so what is your argument for wanting to stay? It's ridiculous. Basically, he was trying to get the conservatorship terminated immediately so that they could not investigate his wrongdoing, and he would have to turn over the books and turn over even his correspondence with his attorney. Those are not privileged if he is not the conservator anymore. He has to turn all of that over to the new conservator. So basically, they're going to do an investigation into his conduct for the last 13 years. So this is a huge win for Britney. Not only is it another step towards victory, towards her freedom, towards taking her life back and her dignity back, but it's also a huge step in getting justice for Britney. So it was really difficult today. They didn't have any recordings or remotes to listen to the court hearing like they have been, which is really kind of upsetting because Britney has stated several times that she wants the courtroom to remain open so that everybody can hear everything that is going on. But they had it closed, I guess, and they only had 11 seats in the courtroom. So, and some of those seats were already given to the media and stuff. So it was really hard. But our wonderful and amazing friends at Britney Law Army got a seat into the courtroom, and they had some people in the courtroom, people outside the courtroom, and they were getting messages to the people outside, and they were tweeting it out to us as fast as they could and letting us know everything that was going on in real time. Of course, court is over, but we are going to go through all of the tweets today from Britney Law Army and basically go through what happened in detail in court today as much as we know, because, you know, of course, it was hard, but they did a great job at covering it and keeping everybody updated. So we are going to go through that, talk about what happened in court today, and then Matthew Rosengart also gave a statement after court. So we're going to look at that as well. So why don't you guys sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. Alright, you guys, I want to start this video off like every other video on this channel and say thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you enjoy it, but if you don't enjoy it, I hope you at least find it informative and you at least give it a chance. But if you guys are returning to my channel, thank you guys so much for returning to my channel. I really appreciate it, and it really means a lot to me. It means so much to me. Thank you guys so much. So today, after Britney's big win, me and my daughter were driving home from her gymnastics class, and we were blaring Britney music. We were singing, and we got home. We were dancing. We were wearing our Britney shirts that took over a month to come in, by the way. And we were just celebrating and having a blast, and we are just so happy and ecstatic for Britney. I know we all are. We are all so happy for her, and I'm just so proud of her for hanging in there and just being so strong. She's such an amazing human being, and she deserves her life back. She deserves to take back her freedom, take back her dignity, and she deserves justice. And we are one step closer to making that happen. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Right here is some of the tweets. Now, we all know how Twitter thread works. You know, we have to go up. So we're going to start from the bottom and go up. So they first said the people that are present in the courtroom is, of course, Matthew Rosengart and Lisa, as well as Lynn's attorney. She said everyone else is present on video or audio, including Sam Ingham. Now, I was very curious as to why Sam Ingham was in the courtroom. He was relieved July 14th when Britney got Matthew Rosengart as her attorney. So why is he there? He hasn't been there since then. He hasn't had nothing to do with it. But we've later found out he's pretty much there just because he wants his money. He wants money. So the only people that were there were Britney's attorney and Lynn's attorney. Everybody else was present via video or audio. Okay, so Judge Brenda Penny wanted to hear from Vivian first and then Rosengart, which, why did Vivian get to go first? I don't know, whatever. But if you think of it, it probably is a good thing that Vivian got to go first because Matthew got to hear everything she said and completely debunk everything she said and crush everything that she said. So I guess it's good that she went first. But the two recent court documents that Vivian had filed are the one on the resignation of Jamie Spears and the termination of the conservatorship. Now, we went through those motions, or the termination of the conservatorship. We went through the most recent motion that Jamie filed this morning on my channel, and it basically was saying, you know, he wanted to terminate the conservatorship because that's what his daughter wants. So all of a sudden he wants what his daughter wants, even though she's been trying to terminate this conservatorship for 13 years, but all of a sudden he wants to do what's best for his daughter and terminate the conservatorship. It's not because he is afraid and he doesn't want anybody, he doesn't want to have to turn over the reins and turn over the books and turn everything over to the new conservator. No. So in that motion, in that motion, he said that the termination of the conservatorship should be heard first. So, their motion on him being removed and suspended, and then all the other motions about, the 12th account, and then Jody Montgomery being made permanent, all of those other motions, he said, should be below his, and his motion should come first with terminating the conservatorship, because if they terminate it, then there's no reason for anything else, and he just didn't want to waste the court's time and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. We all know what the hell he's up to. And Rosengart did too. And let me tell you guys, Rosengart was amazing in court today. He came out swinging, and he did not stop swinging. Let me tell you, he did not stop swinging. He did not back down. He was like the Incredible Hulk in there. He was just amazing. Vivian said that she wants the court to place the termination of the conservatorship on the court's calendar because they actually were not supposed to hear that motion at all until January 28th, I think, of 2022. They weren't supposed to hear this motion until January, but now they're saying, well, we need to put that on the calendar today and do that first. This is because everyone agrees to it, and she doesn't understand why the other filings on today's docket would matter if the termination of the conservatorship is in play, is what Vivian said. The other things on the docket do include the removal of Jamie and the replacement of Jamie with Mr. Zabel. They said moments ago, powerful testimony from attorney Matthew Rosengart for Britney Spears. So there was some powerful testimony from Matthew Rosengart. Per Rosengart, Jamie Spears only wants to, quote, delay and money. So he's saying Jamie only wants to delay this and he only wants money because in his motion that we talked about this morning, he said that he wants to terminate the conservatorship and he wants the judge to basically force Britney to go to a settlement hearing or a mediation, and he wants more money. Rosengart says on the record that his client wants a suspension on James Spears today. To sum up the last 15 minutes, they said, Rosengart wants a suspension to keep Jamie from getting a settlement and so that they are able to still change discovery. Then in 30 to 45 days, come back about the termination of the conservatorship. So basically, Matthew Rosengart was saying that they want Jamie out of here. They want him suspended today. And they want to stop him from getting a settlement from Britney. And they also want to keep the conservatorship going to change discovery. So Jamie, whatever, he'll have to turn over everything to the new conservator of the estate, and they will be able to investigate everything. Because if they just terminate, then you can't look into the books. You can't look into everything. Now he has to turn everything over. He is so screwed, and it is awesome. But then they said after they change over discovery, they will terminate the conservatorship in about 30 to 45 days. Jamie's attorneys argue that the conservatorship should be terminated and settlement be discussed since all parties agree. But Rosengart, Britney's attorney, argues this is just so Jamie can get a settlement, mediate the matter, and further delay the process of termination. So they're saying that, yeah, he wants to terminate the conservatorship and do that today, but he's only doing that to get a settlement and to further delay the process of termination, because if they say that, then he can delay the process and he can take his time to close everything. He's just trying to delay, give himself time to get everything shredded or whatever, and to try and get more money, of course. In addition to money and delay, attorney for Britney argues Jamie wants a termination instead of a suspension and orderly termination because it means he won't have to turn over records as a fiduciary of the estate, avoiding his abuse and behavior being exposed. Boom. That is amazing, and I love that he came out swinging today. Rosengart ended his argument by putting on the record the unfathomable behavior of Jamie by eavesdropping and placing recording and monitoring devices to control his daughter. Now, if you guys have not seen the new Controlling Britney Spears part 2 they did, it is on Hulu if you want to see it and you have not. But a former employee for Black Box Security, who is Britney's security company, a former employee came forward and he spilled the beans, you guys. Let me tell you, he told everything, and he said how they would place listening devices in her bedroom, and they would listen to her private conversations with her boyfriend and her kids, and they would also mirror. They had they gave her an iPhone, but it was mirrored so that every single thing she did, down to taking a picture, they would be able to see on their iPad, which is so illegal. And the guy who worked for them, he actually said that his boss came and gave him a USB and told him to completely wipe it, which is stupid. He should have did it himself. What an idiot. But he told him to wipe it, and he said that he made a copy and he kept it, and I pray that he turned that over to Matthew Rosengart. I'm sure he did. But that is, if you guys haven't seen it, that's what happened. These recorded conversations included conversations with her children and even her attorney. Rosengart also stated Britney insisted the matter of her father's suspension must be addressed in today's proceeding. No more delays. Get him the hell out of here right now. Britney and her legal team asked the court for, number 1, suspension of her father as conservator, and number 2, court review and termination in 30 to 45 days, and number 3, orderly transition. So they want Jamie the hell out of here. They want the court to review the termination in 30 to 45 days, and they want an orderly transition, a smooth, quick transition to the new conservator of the estate. So he says, Matthew Rosengart says, Mr. Spears cannot be in my client's life for one more day. Rosengart also said, this is not a hard decision. It is in my client, Britney Jean Spears' best interest to suspend James Spears today. Vivian Thoreen, whatever, she says there is no evidence supporting suppression. Really? Rosengart says, you, Judge Penny, can ask him, talking about James, right now, did he plant a listening device in my client's bedroom? Woo! So he basically was like, hey, you, Judge Penny, you can ask James right now if he placed a listening device in my client's bedroom. Put his ass on the stand right now and swear him and make him say under oath if he put a listening device in her bedroom or not. The bedroom my client sleeps in today, still sleeps in today. He said, my client, Britney Jean Spears, testified that James Parnell Spears abused her, subjected her to cruelty, and cannot bear his toxic presence for a single day more. He said, Vivian Thoreen and her client know that this court will not snap its fingers and end the conservatorship today. They know he will remain as her conservator for weeks, if not months. That's what they want. Rosengart said, giving Thoreen and Spears what they want means that cruel, toxic, and abusive man who is an alcoholic that she is afraid of remains in her life. Boom. So if you give Vivian Thoreen and James Spears what they want today, that cruel, abusive, alcoholic man will still remain in her life. He said James P. Spears must be removed today. In all of Vivian's arguments, she never once mentioned Britney's best interests, they said. Of course not. Because they don't give a shit what Britney's best interest is. They want what they want. All they wanted to do was work her like a racehorse and steal all her money and keep her suppressed, but keep her working so they could make millions off of her. And now, all they want is to not get caught. It's simple. They don't care about her or her best interests. They care about their best interests. Rosengart said, it's simple, Judge. You can do it today. We don't have to prove immortality, criminal conduct. James P. Spears will answer for the New York Times article. The best interests of my client, Britney, is that that man be gone from her life today. Yes. Rosengart states in sum, Jamie did a 180 and wanted a termination once he saw the discovery provided to his legal team. Basically, he knew he was in trouble and wanted to go out quick and quietly. Vivian's low shots at my client's choice for temporary conservator of the estate brings her client's credentials at issue. So Vivian is taking low blow shots at Mr. Zabel? Yes, Mr. Zabel. So Britney and Matthew Rosengart chose this Mr. Zabel to be the temporary conservator of Britney's estate until they terminate. But Vivian is sitting there like taking low blow shots at him. So he said that Vivian taking low blow shots at him, it will call James's credentials into question. He said James has zero experience with anything, business, finance. His experience is in domestic violence orders placed against him by her children and ex-spouse. So basically, he has no experience in anything, any kind of business, nothing. His experience is in domestic violence and getting restraining orders put on him where he can't come close to his grandchildren. Boom. Rosengart said, Zabel is highly qualified. You know what really makes my client upset? That her father, who does nothing, isn't a business or talent manager, who is abusive and cruel and toxic, takes more money from her estate each month than he allows her to have. It's always been that way. He gets $4,000 more a month than he lets Britney have. He takes $4,000 more from Britney's estate a month for himself than he gives her. He takes $2,000 more than what he gives her, and then he also takes $2,000 to pay for his office space every month. As if him getting like $16,000 a month from her isn't enough to where he can't pay his own office rent. He has to make her pay for that too, of course. Rosengart said James Spears cannot be in her life for another day. Not because I say so, but because Britney Spears is pleading for it. What Britney Spears wants, what she needs, is her father gone today, suspended, out of her life, a temporary conservator appointed for 30 to 45 days, at which point we demand the conservatorship be terminated that day. He is firm. What Vivian and Jamie are doing is trying to hide information from her. What Britney wants, us, her dad, gone. Her freedom and her shit. She deserves whatever she wants. This is her life. And he is 100% correct. I don't know if he said shit, but that'd be hilarious if he did. He says if he, James, loves his daughter at all, he will do what she is asking. Vivian Thoreen then states, if the court grants termination, Jamie fully intends to comply with all the requirements. She says that he is still Britney's father besides anything else. At this point, Rosengart interrupts and says, it's about what she wants. Sorry, Your Honor. So yeah, it's not about what Jamie wants. Nobody gives a shit what Jamie wants. It's about what Britney wants. Jamie can't be the one to say when this is over. Britney should be the one to say when this is over. Vivian says, quote, Britney Spears was not cross-examined by the court during her testimony. How can we determine the veracity? End quote. Is she really trying to call Britney a liar right now? Is what they said. And I agree. Like, are you serious, lady? She's like, well, Britney wasn't cross-examined, so how do we know that what she said is true? Like, are you seriously trying to suggest that Britney is lying right now? You really care about the best interest of the conservatee, don't you? After Rosengart briefly references the recent New York Times documentary and the evidence provided of surveillance, Thoreen states, quote, it has no place here in the court, end quote. Excuse me, lady? That has no place in the courtroom? Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure that it does. That has no place here in the courtroom. He says, documentary and the evidence provided of surveillance. So that tells me that that guy did give up that evidence, that USB drive that he made a copy of with, he said, 180 hours of audio and video of Britney taken without her knowledge or consent. 180 hours that he kept. So he's saying evidence provided of the surveillance. So I'm guessing he definitely does have evidence. But that has no place here. Okay. Vivian says, Mr. Spears has served faithfully as conservator for 13 years. And at this point, Matthew interrupts and says, no, he has not. Thank you. I am so sick of these people saying how Jamie has been so faithful and he's done such a great job as conservator for the past 13 years and everything's just been so wonderful and the investigator and nobody ever found a problem and just everything's just great. I am so sick of that. He did not serve faithfully, okay? Rosengart says, what Thoreen wants, status quo, delay, mediation, and settlement. Exactly. Rosengart says, the court is required to do what's in my client's best interest. She will be incredibly distraught if Jamie remains one more day, and that it doesn't matter if Vivian believes Britney's testimony or not. She is telling the truth, and she is right. Boom. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if Vivian believes it or not. Under the probate code 2650J, it doesn't matter. They don't have to prove any wrongdoing. They don't have to prove anything Britney said. It's whether or not having Jamie there is in Britney's best interest, and it clearly is not. Mediation and settlement. Okay, Jamie thinks he deserves more of his daughter's money for being literally the world's worst dad, for rendering abuse and cruelty, for listening in on our private conversations. Rosengart. Her most intimate conversations with her kids, her boyfriend, and her lawyer. So, question, what are they afraid of? Rosengart says the revelation of Jamie's corruption. That is what they are afraid of. They are afraid that their corruption will reach the surface and everybody will see it and they will get in trouble. And, of course, his reputation, because for some reason he really cares about that. Then they came back and said, Jamie Spears has been suspended. And this is when, I just freaked out. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, are you sure? Are you sure? Oh my God. Rosengart says, let me be clear. She does not want to settle with her father. She does not want to mediate with her father. She does not want any further delay with her father. He is completely and utterly cut off, and he is screwed. She is probably never going to talk to him again. She never wants nothing to do with him again, I'm sure. Rosengart said, my client wants to be heard. He also said, it's not about anyone else. Boom. Judge Penny says, my order suspending Jamie Spears shall remain in full force and effect until a hearing on removal. So they suspended Jamie today, and the hearing on removal, they will completely remove him. So I'm not quite sure how this works, but I'm assuming he's suspended, so until he is removed, he has this time to turn over all of the documents and basically everything, and then on the next hearing, they will completely remove him, and I'm not sure if Mr. Zabel gets to start immediately or if he has to wait for the removal hearing to start. I'm not quite sure how that works. I should probably ask somebody. Vivian disputes all of the allegations and assertions made by Britney's team and the New York Times. Of course she does. Vivian says, he cites to the New York Times article. That's not evidence. He knows better. Yeah, but he also said that they have evidence of surveillance. And I wonder if they know that they have that. If Vivian knows that Matthew Rosengart has that. Because Matthew Rosengart said that as soon as Jamie's legal team was presented with discovery of what they had and what they discovered, that is when he filed for termination of the conservatorship. She's getting what she wants. He's gone after 13 years. Free Britney now. Yes. And here is a picture outside the court. Everybody is just so happy. I'm so happy for her and everybody else. It's wonderful. He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. They're on a break. There will be more. They're waiting, but he's gone, and we are so happy. We are beyond happy. We are relieved. After freedom comes vengeance. Yes. Britney deserves her vengeance. She deserves her justice. And what's next? Rosengart. A logical, reasonable, organic termination. And then they said, to all you out there making noise, you need to know we hear you in the courtroom. You have done your duty as human beings. You have been the driving force behind Britney's freedom from her cruel and abusive father. That's nice. That's really sweet. The next hearing is November 12th, 2021. Rosengart asked Penny if would accept termination by stipulation, and Penny said yes. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'll have to ask an attorney. But he asked Judge Penny if she would accept termination by stipulation, and she said yes. Termination will occur between now and November 12th, 2021. So the next hearing is November 12th. That will be the hearing of removal, I'm guessing. So between now and November 12th is when I'm guessing when he has to turn over everything and get it all turned over by then. I'm just hoping that a lot of stuff didn't just conveniently disappear. Vivian says that she requested an appealable decision. So Vivian requests an appealable decision so she can appeal it. Vivian is going to appeal the decision to suspend Jamie as her conservator. So yeah, Vivian said she's going to appeal that. Judge Penny said it's not an appealable order under the statute, which I think is hilarious. You would think as an attorney, Vivian would know something like that. Judge Penny ruled under a statute that prevents Vivian from appealing. So there's no appeal. There's no way they can overturn this. Jamie's gone, and that's that. Thank God. Jamie is gone and will never come back. Woo! Vivian wants the court investigator to interview Britney Spears. Judge Penny said no. So she's like, I want to appeal this. And Judge Penny's like, you can't. And she's like, well, I want the court investigator to interview Britney Spears then. She's like, no. That's awesome. It's just weird how Judge Brenda Penny just switched sides all of a sudden. Some people say that she just doesn't want any more bad press. Some people say that she is upset that she was duped by them for so long, but I think I don't know about that, because Britney has told her 2 years ago what is going on, and she did nothing to help her. Britney has asked to remove her father 3 times, I think, and she's never done it. So she knows that if she doesn't so many eyes are on this, and if she doesn't do the right thing now, it's probably not going to look good for her. Vivian told Penny that her appointment of Zabel was wrong. So Vivian, not only, she's got to be getting on Judge Brenda Penny's nerves, you guys. So she not only tells her she wants to appeal, and she's like, no, you can't. Well, I want the court investigator to interview Britney. No, you can't. Well, Judge Brenda Penny, your appointment of Mr. Zabel was wrong. What? Who says that? And then Matthew Rosengart says, that statement is disrespectful to this court. And Judge Brenda Penny says, I've made my ruling. Boom. And they say, Vivian, you lost. It's over. He's gone. Britney is safe. Judge Brenda Penny denied Ingham's petition to make Jody Montgomery permanent conservator of the person. Again, why is Samuel Ingham even there? And why does he have a petition in this? How is he even filing petitions or motions in this anymore? He's gone. He's history. This is weird to me. I don't know. I know he just wants his money, but how is he filing a petition when he's out of here? But she denied his petition to make Jody Montgomery the permanent conservator of the person, which is great because that means that she's probably going to end it soon. There's no need to make somebody permanent. Judge Brenda Penny says, we will continue all fee petitions Rosengart says, I agree. Wright, who is Jody Montgomery's lawyer, Judge, there are no objections to Ms. Montgomery's petition for fees. Matthew Rosengart says, we have no objection. And Vivian then says, I object. Of course you do. Of course you do. Judge Brenda Penny says, I'm a little baffled by your objection, Miss Thoreen. No one has objected, so no. She just looks like she is just getting so fed up with her crap. Ingham then asks Judge Brenda Penny for his fees, of course, and Loeb fees. So he's asking for his fees and Loeb fees. James Spears was supposed to pay these fees via order. Judge Penny says, Vivian, why have these fees not been paid? Vivian says, my client just got suspended. Judge Brenda Penny says, that was not my question. These petitions for fees, Ingham's and Loeb are passed. So, the petition for the fees are passed. She said, why, Vivian, why hasn't your client paid these fees? Why are these fees not paid? Well, my client just got suspended. Like, what? Idiot, that's not what I asked. Exactly what she said. That was not my question. Duh. She looks like I can't see her. I wish I could see their faces. But she sounds like a 5-year-old kid throwing a fit in the store because they didn't get candy. That's what she sounds like. Britney can sleep easy tonight. Her voice has been restored. Yes. The court has finally listened. Her attorney is a firebrand. Rosengart is on the way out of the building. He's headed out to the rally. And here's a picture of him coming out to address the people. And let's go ahead and listen to Matthew Rosengart's statement.
I'm so pleased and proud to say Jamie Spears is no longer a conservator.
Woo! Yes!
Jamie Spears has been suspended and he will be formally removed shortly. Jamie Spears and others are going to face even more serious ramifications for his misconduct. I said at the outset that my firm and I were going to take a top-to-bottom look at what Jamie Spears and his representatives have done here. That's already in process, and it will continue for as long as it can possibly do that to get justice for Britney.
Yes! Oh my God, thank God. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm tearing up. I cannot, it's just so amazing. After what they have done to her, they took her kids from her. They just made her a slave. They used everything she loved against her. They're evil people. They stole all her money. They stole her time with her children she could never get back. They stole years of her life where she could have had another baby. They're evil just so they could make more money. And they deserve to all go down. They all need to be prosecuted. And I'm just so happy that he is finally removed. I am so happy for her. And I'm so proud that she is such a strong human being, and she held out this long, and she fought and got out. And I'm so proud of everybody in the Free Britney movement who did not back down and who screamed so loud that the world heard them. And we opened everybody's eyes to the truth. I'm so moved. I'm so touched by all of it. And I'm just so happy for Britney. But yes, that is what happened in court today, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cry. But I'm just so happy. I'm so relieved. I was getting so nervous there for a while. I was so afraid that Brenda was just going to end the conservatorship, or she was going to not let them investigate him, or just do something crappy. So I'm just so happy that things went Brittany's way today, and she is one step closer to justice and being able to tell her story, and she has her voice back. She's getting her dignity back, her freedom back. She's engaged now. I'm just so happy for her. She deserves to be able to live her life, and I just hope that once she gets free and all this is over, the Free Britney movement is still gonna fight for all the other people out there who are in an abusive conservatorship, and we're going to fight to change this and end abusive conservatorships, end conservatorship abuse. And for the record, when they just put her in the conservatorship and she was talking to them about how she felt, do you remember how she said, "I'll have a good book one day"?
I'll have a good book one day. A good mysterious book.
Well, yeah, she's definitely going to have a huge story to tell. They're going to make a movie out of this. It's going to be like one of the biggest things in history to happen in, like, not just the entertainment history and pop culture history. This is a huge thing in history. And it's just amazing that she's finally going to be free. And I thank Matthew Rosengart too. I thank him every day as well. Anyway, you guys, I've said it like 3 times, but that is what happened in court today. And I will keep you guys updated as much as possible on this case. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps, and I appreciate it so much. And comment down below, you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. And if you guys have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You know you want to. I would love to have you guys in the family. And make sure you click that bell for all alerts so you never miss any video that I post. And until next time, you guys, in a world where you can be anything, please be kind to each other. Love you guys. Bye. Free Britney!